Hey, hi, welcome. Thank you for registering for the webinar. This is a stranger webinar, how to penetrate strangers and co, because strangers are key. And because you have decided to register, this video is for you. It's a personal video. Just because you registered, it is free for you. And you can then bring out your journals and begin to take notes down because you need it to prepare for the webinar. Now, I remember growing up those days, my mom would heckle at me that please do not talk to strangers. If you talk to strangers, they'll turn you into a piece of yam or turn you into a goat or they'll turn into something. So that same mindset has been going through my mind. I shouldn't talk to this person. I shouldn't talk to that person. And I know that you have also been exposed to such challenges as well. Because of that, it has formed a mindset for you and also for me. Now, people that we see every day, because our mom said, don't talk to that person, you are not talking to that person. That person has become a stranger. But have you noticed that the wife you are married to is a stranger? Your neighbor currently now in the office is a stranger that you were not born in the same house. Strangers are people that were not born in your house. You meet them along your life. Your classmates, every single one was a stranger until you bonded with them. So the question is, why were they telling you not to talk to strangers? Now, because they had this false belief that strangers will do something harm to you or will cause you pain. Yes, there are also some stories like that and issues like that, but it's not everybody that is bad. And that is why it is critical that you understand the values that strangers come to you. I have put down 20 different laws of strangers, and those have helped me to start. I remember growing up that I was locked up in the house. I couldn't go anywhere. I was all by myself, and all this mindset that look, something will happen to me, that God will bless me, God will bless me. Meanwhile, up to now, I have never seen God come to me and say, King, how are you doing? This is for you. Rather, the mystery of success is tied to another person's hand. God did not create us to be alone. We are to network with people. We are not an island. So along the way, I began to learn some strategies, and those strategies are critical for you. Now, I've noticed that the teacher that taught me to become who I am today was a stranger. I wasn't born in my house, and the person, they did not grow in my father's house or in my mother's house. The person that taught me to drive, the person that I bought my cars from, the person that I married, all are strangers that I created relationships with. Your relationships determine where you are going to. And if you decide to make it in this life, decide to have a target, your target will determine your direction, and your direction will always determine your association. So once you have a target, your target will choose the kind of people you relate with, and none of them was born in your house. Every single person is a stranger. So you need to know how to talk to strangers and how to penetrate them. Along the line, as you go, you will see some people that, because you have looked at strangers as people who are different. So when you see somebody, you don't even know how to talk to that person. You don't know how to communicate with that person. You don't know how to enter that person. That is what this whole webinar is all about. So you need to know. Now, certain things that I've learned dealing with strangers. Number one is feed the ego of the stranger. When you see a stranger, do not make the mistake of just saying, good morning. That is very conventional. Yes, they may return your greeting, but most of the time when you tell someone that is a stranger, good morning, first of all, their defense mechanism locks in. They lock in. Yes, what do you want? How do you do? Yes, how you tell them, good morning, sir. How are you doing today? Yes, they may return the greeting, but a self-defense mode kicks in immediately, and it becomes harder to penetrate such a person. Rather than doing that, why don't you look for something beautiful in that person and compliment? See, if it's a lady, say, I love your hair. Do not even start with the good morning. Just say, I love your hair. Now, because you appreciate the effort that they have taken to do that hair, they will first tell you thank you. When they say that thank you, now you have entered. You can now say, good morning, ma. Honestly, I couldn't hold it back. I just wanted to compliment this hair. I wish I had your kind of hair or your kind of hair. I would have been looking prettier than this or everything. Once you do that, you raise a smile in their head. And once you're able to raise a smile, it goes to the next level. So do not start by saying the good morning. Rather, let your good morning or good afternoon or good evening be the second statement after you have complimented. If it's a man, you look at his shoes. Find something that person is careful about, his wristwatch. Man, I love your wristwatch. Say it with emphasis. Say it bold. Man, I love your wristwatch. Once you say, look at it, stare at it, he will believe that, yes, that has caused. If you are feeding his ego, feeding his belief in himself that he did something right. Or you see a car, like I saw somebody driving a Range Rover 2017, 2018. Beautiful car. Said, sir, I wish I can just have this beautiful car. This is out of the world. He felt important. He said, thank you, you will have it. And I said, look, I want to just take a picture with you and everything. He laughed at me, but I penetrated this man. If I'm in a plane, I do the same thing. Anywhere you are, make sure you feed that person's ego. That is the way to break the ice before you say good morning. Another law is to submit to dominate. Submit to dominate. Anytime you encounter a stranger, never be in a hurry to want to fight back the argument. Don't fight back the argument. Don't do that. When he begins to talk, allow him talk. Allow him talk, and feel let the person feel that he is in charge. Anytime you allow the person feel in charge, you would always discover his or her weakness. You need to find out that weakness and then capitalize on it. Because when you find the person's weakness, you can be able to push the person in that line. That person begins to draw near unto you because he believes that you are taking him to be that. Rather, when you feed him, he will now become exposed for you to take advantage of him. I learned all this, and this made me very, very accessible to this kind of people. Okay, let me tell you this interesting story. One day I was traveling to the south, to Abuja from Lagos, and I was privileged to sit in the plane. Now, I decided to do certain things. I said, look, anytime you sit in the plane, there are always different classes, business and economy class. Yes, economy class is good, but I found out that the people that are in the business class, they seem to be secluded. They seem to have an aura around them. They make them look as if they are the cream de la cream, the people that are in charge of everything. And I look at them, they don't have two heads, simple head like me. The seats there are numbered between 8 to 12 seats and 16 seats. Now I said, look, if I sit there, it makes me look as if I am at their level. So I decided that one day I was going to buy a ticket and sit there. So on this particular day, I sat down with this very important citizen of the country, and I sat with him, and I looked at him. I really did not know who he was, but I said, look, I need to start learning to talk to strange people. They give me opportunities every single time. I said, okay, no problem. So what did I do? I now tell him, sir, how are you doing? My name is Ubon King. It's a privilege sitting beside you. Now, when I said that, he felt important, and he now spoke to me and said, thank you. It's good to see you like this. And while we were in the plane, he was on his phone, and everything was working. Next thing, I looked at his shoes, I looked at his wristwatch, his perfume was good, his suit was crisp, everything about him was on point. I admired him, I wanted him to be my friend. I wanted to associate with him. I said, how do I break the ice? So I knew that the plane was going to take off for like 40 minutes. I said, okay, no problem. So when the plane took off, I knew he could not use his phone anymore. I said, that was my kill time. I had 30 minutes to get to this man. What do I do? And I looked at myself and said, sir, can you teach me something about life? Like, I'm a young man, I want to become as progressive, I want to become someone as influential as you. What advice would you give me? He looked at me with a smile and said, okay, you just need to, be straight in your dealings. You need to keep your words. When he started talking, I now go, what do I do? I now got my jotter out, my journal, and I took a biro and I began to write. I was writing what he was saying. Now, when I did not know that when I was writing, the man looked at me as a very serious person that wanted to learn. So he was very excited, and he kept talking. Something that should have been one simple statement was elongated for close to 25 minutes of talking. He kept talking, I kept writing. And when he was writing, When he was talking, I kept writing. The man just kept pouring himself. And at the end, I now said, sir, can I quote you periodically? He said, yes, feel free. And I now said, sir, let me give you my card. I'm a young boy. I want to be your mentee. I want to learn from you. He was so excited. He reached out to his purse. He brought out his card and he gave me his card. And I looked at it. When I saw his name, my jaw dropped. What? This is who I was sitting with? And he looked at me with a smile. And I said, okay, that is fantastic. So immediately we came out of the plane. I now sent him a text immediately. That side, it was a privilege sitting beside you. My hands were practically shaking. And he said, anytime, it's a privilege. And I looked, my heart was still pumping. And I said, sir, can I send you some honor? I can't allow this opportunity to go past. Can I send you a respectful honor or a gift to you? And he laughed at me. He just said me not to worry. I said, sir, please, I have a little present I need to give to you. And I sent him a very large goat, very large one, the biggest in the market that time. I bought it and sent it to him. When they took these goats to his house, he sent me a text immediately and said, meet me in my house that night. We're killing that goat and we're eating it together. When I got to his house, somewhere in Ikoyi, my goodness, from the gate, I was awed. Look at the cars in his fleet. Look at the ambience in his house. When I entered into his living room and I felt the touch of the leather, Ferrari, you know, the whole place was out of this world. Beautiful, luxurious, and he was so humble. And they prepared the food for me. I ate with him. I practically sat stiff, very stiff, because I did not know what did I do to enter this level. I just penetrated the stranger. And I will tell you, after that meeting with this gentleman, with this high-profile Nigerian, he now began to introduce me to his friends and tell them that I'm a good person to relate with. Look, you can increase your network and increase your net worth because of that level of penetrating stranger. Another example, I met the owner of an airline, one of the biggest airlines, one of the big airlines in Nigeria. And I met him simple, wearing just his luminous vest on his jacket. And they told me that was the man. And I walked up to him. I said, sir, thank you for doing these fantastic things for us and for starting this airline. The man was very, very happy with that. And I said, I don't take it for granted. You are the kind of people we should be learning from. And because I had done that strategy once, I now did it again with him. He gave me his card. I gave him my card and he gave me his card. Immediately I took off. I sent him a text, a privilege to do that. His plane now decided they were to do a maiden flight into my state in Akwa Ibom, and I sent him a cow thanking him for honoring our state. Within 24 hours, they had done a press release that an Akwa Ibom man, you know, honors the airline for bringing the plane to my state with giving us a cow gift. It was in the dailies. I was shocked, and that's how from then on, myself and the owner of this airline, we became friends. We've played table tennis together. We've gisted together. We've ate together. We've become friends. Our relationship has grown. He has helped me solve major problems. I know his plans. I've become part of his inner circle and co. And I've never abused that relationship. A lot will happen in this training to help you increase your relationship, increase the quality of your relationship, increase the kind of strategy that you practice. There are 20 laws. I've only told you one. You deserve more. And if you can increase the quality of your access and your penetration strategies to strangers and cultivate it, you will become better than you are today. I see you becoming somebody who will take over that market space you are. And because you have registered for this seminar, I can't wait to download everything for you. Please, see you on that day. Tell a friend about it. Tell them to quickly register for it because the days and the slots are limited, but I know that you will be doing them a great deal by telling them to register. Thank you, and get ready. You will see some emails from me shortly after this. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy. See you. My name is Ubon King, and I can't wait to see you at Penetrating the Stranger Seminar.